What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So in this video, I wanted to go over another credit card review. This time, I'm going to go over the Discover It Cashback card. This is another card that I've had for quite some time, and I'll get into the details in just a second. Before I start, hit that like button. That helps me out so much. Also, hit the subscribe button. So you see I'm in my Hawaiian shirt right now. I just threw it on because I like it, but let's get into the credit card details. This is why we're here. So I love this card. I've had it for so long. This is another card I just recently took out of my wallet because I have other cards in its place for bonus purposes and for other cashback purposes. So it's not a bad card. It's just I have cards that are going to replace it. So this is definitely a great card, and I'll tell you all the reasons why it's so great in just a second. Let's get into the actual details and breakdown of the card. So first we start with the trim that's around the card. It's a orange trim. It's kind of similar to the Capital One Quicksilver card, but I mean, the orange trim just makes it pop for some reason. I kind of think the colors clash a little bit, so it's not really my favorite card, but I really like the brushed paint look of the card. It's shiny. Obviously, it's not like a matte card. It's definitely shiny. I have the maroon, if that's what color you want to call it. So the maroon and the orange really doesn't go well. I don't know, it just doesn't sit well with me. I also don't like the fact that it looks like an envelope here where you're like pulling it out, things like that. So I wouldn't say this is my favorite card when you're looking at the appearance. So let's get into the actual detail of the card. So the Discover card, the Discover It Cashback card, does not really have an intro bonus, but it does have some type of bonus, and this is in the form of more cashback. So you get basically match cash back. So in your first year of opening this credit card, you get a cashback match to where they'll match all the cashback that you had in the first year. So if you use nothing but 5% categories, technically you're gaining 10% throughout the whole entire year over those categories. So this is definitely a great intro bonus depending how much you spend on different items, depending how much you leverage all of the different categories that they have. So I would say this is a good intro bonus. It's not something as clear cut as here's a bunch of cash back or here's a bunch of points, but it does have some sort of bonus. Also, just like I mentioned, they have different categories, revolving categories of 5%. So basically one quarter you'll have Amazon at 5%, another quarter it'll be groceries, it'll be gas, it'll be all different types of things, and you'll be able to leverage this the right way. Now, if you strictly only buy a card for gas throughout the year, then this is not really going to be a good option because you might have gas one time through the year, or you might not have it at all. I don't know. So if you wanted one for strictly gas or a certain category throughout the whole year, then you probably want to go with other cards. Also, they have unlimited 1% cash back on everything else. This is standard, so you can't expect anything less than that. They're not going to give you 0.5% cash back. They will give you none, like no cash back, but 1% cash back is definitely worth it. It's average. You want to get something back. So I always tell my wife, if you're going to spend money, always use a credit card of some sort because we're getting something back at least. We're not just using our money and then not getting 1% back. If she spends $1,000 and we get 1% back, we're getting $10 back. But if she uses the debit card, if she uses all of the cash that we have, then we're not getting anything back. So it's smart to use a card that you can get cash back with in every instance, no matter if you're paying bills, no matter if you're buying clothes, no matter what you're doing. Also, which I think is the case for pretty much every card nowadays, is that the points don't expire. You can redeem them at any time you want. I've noticed that you can actually redeem them on Amazon. They let you know if you have a card that has cashback available to use on Amazon. So I do this often. If I know that I have cashback in different areas, I'll go on Amazon with all my cards and then boom, I'll use my cashback and get free things basically. Technically it's not free, but if I use my debit card, it wouldn't have happened. So I look at it as free. Right now it's part of my budget, so it's not as free. I'm not gonna get into that. Also, you can get your FICO credit score, which I think is also the case with every card out there nowadays. You can get your credit score. You can also get alerts when your social security number is found on the dark web, which you've seen those commercials. That's definitely interesting because right now it's all about cybersecurity. It's all about remaining safe in today's world, especially since we're moving more towards everything's online, everything's electronic, and anything can be hacked, really. So this card will help you remain safe. Another thing that they have, a big perk, is no annual fee. So all these perks that you get, you don't have to pay anything up front. And that's smart. If you could find a card that does that, which would be this card, it's smart to have that. Any perks that you can get without paying anything is definitely a good thing. So let's get into the fees and interest rates. So to start out with the intro APR, you have 0 APR for 14 months, which is definitely good in any case. If you have a big purchase in mind, say a wedding ring, an engagement ring, whatever you wanted to buy, any jewelry, stuff like that. You don't want to pay interest on things that you're going to pay over time or something. The regular APR can range from 14% all the way up to 25%. Cash advanced APR is 27%. That's pretty high. Just don't do cash advance transactions. Now let's get into the fees. You have all of the different transfer fees. Cash advance fee, you have $10 or 5%. Don't do it. You don't want to have to pay any type of fees because then you're losing out on the percentage that you're gaining over the month. Balance transfer fee of 3%. You don't want to have to do that either. And that's pretty much it. I mean, you can get into the details. They have all the different details of the cashback match, of the freeze it feature that they have where you can freeze your card so that nobody else can use it, which other cards have that as well. They also go into detail with the FICO credit score, about the redeemable points, redeemable cashback, all different types of things like that. So my overall rating for this card, depends what category you're putting it in. If you're putting it in a person who is a seasoned credit card user, I'd probably give this somewhere around a C, just because, I mean, it doesn't really offer too much, and I know there's cards out there that can offer more. But if you're a beginner, if you're a person that started, this is definitely up in the B+ to A range. Hopefully you like this video. If you do, hit the like button. Even if you don't, still hit the like button. It helps me out tremendously. Also comment down below and let me know if you have the Discover It card, if you use it on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. So hopefully, like I said, you like this video, and thank you for watching. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.